With an MVP award and a championship to his credit, Billy Cunningham is one of the most beloved Philadelphia 76ers. He was a key contributor on the great Sixers team of 1967, which won the title in a then record 68 games.
From the Philadelphia 76ers, number 32, the Kangaroo Kid, Billy Cunningham.
Billy C., the Kangaroo Kid, he could really jump. I mean, he had probably the best second jump I've ever seen.
Sometimes he would block shots or come down and throw it down in your face until you'd say, wow, don't embarrass me again, Billy. The Kangaroo Kid.
Great basketball player, left-handed, went to the basket an awful lot, had a little jump shot. The jump shot wasn't as good at first, but eventually he settled down and started making jump shots and going for the basket and became an all-star, Hall of Fame basketball player.
Bounce pass goes in deep to Cunningham, trying to back Portman up the edge of the key. A twist jumper, banks in.
Kind of surprising because he didn't have, you look at him, you wouldn't think he could jump or run or do anything because he didn't have one of those chiseled bodies, but he could jump out of the gym. Lefty had a great mid-range shot, could finish obviously with his great jumping ability, and we had some pretty good battles, more so probably when I played against him in the ABA. We had some pretty good battles, but good guy who knew how to play the game and made a great career for himself after he left the game, as a coach and being involved with teams for a long time.
Billy Cunningham was truly an outstanding leaper and a good jump shooter, another medium range scorer, but the thing he brought to the game was a kind of quickness and a lot of interesting style shots that guys would have problems dealing with. Because when he went to the basket, he had a habit of sometimes double pumping when he shot the ball. Very stylistic kind of player.
Well, if you're old enough, you might remember Billy Cunningham as a head coach with the Philadelphia 76ers, but he was obviously a great player long before that.
Well, the Kangaroo Kid came out of North Carolina. They called him the Kangaroo Kid because he had such elevation that helped him at the rim when he's going for layups, and also his jump shot. It was very difficult to block. He was tall, had the elevation, sort of like Kevin Durant. How are you going to block that? His first big contribution was helping Wilt Chamberlain win that first NBA title.
Boy, and he played in the ABA as well, and he was only there 2 years, but received an amazing honor from those 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, he was at the height of his career in the NBA, decided to go to the ABA. Some players did that, a bigger paycheck or whatever. He only stayed 2 years. Those 2 years, he was named one of the greatest ABA players of all time.
And not only won a championship with the 76ers as a player, but came back and won another one as a head coach.
Met Billy when I was at Syracuse because he was drafted by the Nats, who wound up being Philadelphia 76ers. So I saw him play when he was young in his first, second, third year, and nobody had seen a guy jump like Billy. I mean, he could really get up in the air.